Good morning. It is day 37. Just got a little view of some new mountains over there. I did last night. Sorry, I didn't mean to leave you hanging. A little cliffhanger there between videos. But I did make it to my campground that I was shooting for last night. About a half a mile before I got out my headlamp, just because I was getting in some trees and it was pitch dark. So I didn't make it before the sun completely went away, but it's okay. I cowboy camped and I actually put up my food. I strung it up on a tree. First time I have done that this whole trip, because there has been some bear sightings in these mountains. I didn't want to risk it, and it was good practice. So I have my friend to thank for the practice of throwing a rock and hitting the tree limb. So thank you, friend. But yep, so I cowboy camped. It was a pretty nice night, really, to be honest. It's a perfect night for cowboy camping. A little cold, but I was toasty. And I'm pretty sure I did like 23.8 miles yesterday, which I said was a personal best, but then rethinking it, I guess you could consider the time that Dad and I night hiked the aqueducts, and before that, then earlier in the day, I had done another 7 miles. So that was probably more a personal best if you're talking strictly a 24-hour period. But yesterday was just a full out hiking all day, stopping for lunch, stopping for water, and then getting to a campsite. So if you're talking straight mileage, I think yesterday was pretty freaking awesome. Another thing I wanted to hopefully quickly mention, because I keep forgetting to, a while back before Hiker Town, I had mentioned that my sleeping pad had a possible hole in it or was leaking air. Since then, when I was in the RV at Tehachapi, my dad looked at the valve. We decided it was a valve problem, and he popped it out and looked at it and realized that it was just, there was some sand in there catching it, so it was leaking air because of that sand. So he cleaned it out and it seemed to be working pretty well. He laid on it for a bit, but silly me, and all my exhaustion that night, I forgot to switch out my sleeping pads. Because yes, the very first sleeping pad I actually bought was too small for me. Literally just covers my torso, but it's thicker, so it's a little warmer. But it would slip and slide all over the place in my tent. So, and I couldn't return it anymore. So I kept it. So it's good that I have a backup, because really it's not as bad as I thought it was. But so I've been using that for the past few days. It's not too bad, but yeah, I guess I forgot to switch out to the other pad, so I'm still using the smaller one today. But my parents are going to come resupply me tomorrow, so I'll switch it back out then. But it's all good. So yeah, so that is your morning update for day 37. You can see the trail maybe. Headed somewhere in that direction probably, but I don't really know. Here's a nice view this morning. Just opened up, looking west. Let's hit it. Thank you, trail angels. This looks amazing. Note to Dad, the video of the view, I said it was a west view. It's more of a northwest view. If you want to get technical, don't know if it matters, but thought I'd throw that out there. Okay, thanks. Straight ahead is that road, Kelso Road, where that water cache was. So I'm looking behind me right now at where I've come. And these mountains are so different. The ones in the background are so different than what is here up ahead. And that's where I'm headed. So it's almost 11 o'clock in the morning. As you could see from my previous video, the shade coverage is slowly depleting today. So I found this nice big Joshua tree to set out. There's a decent amount of shade. I figured take an early lunch and then head back out on the trail, and I'll probably be in the sun the rest of the day. So that's alright. My stomach was growling anyways. So there you have it. Speed walking. LOL. That was for you, Dad. Don't put that in the video. I am hiking the frickin' Mojave frickin' desert right now. And this is what it looks like. This is crazy. Never would I have thought in a million lifetimes that I be hiking in the Mojave Desert. Anything that I have done previously to this on this trip does not look like this. This looks like desert. All I want for Christmas is to not be hiking on sand, to not be hiking on sand, to not be hiking on sand. This day's been hard. Nobody prepared me for the Mojave Desert of today. This has been really slow. I took a nap earlier to try to beat the heat a bit. But the sand is just getting thicker and thicker. The sun is still there. Luckily, the air is kind of cool. The wind cools you off a bit. It's the only reprieve. And these Joshua trees occasionally provide good shade. But other than that, this day sucks. It'll get better around one of these corners. But I just need to complain for a minute. I made it to Bird Spring Pass. I would have liked to have said I made it out of the desert, but I'm really not sure yet. I only did 18.9 miles today, mostly because it was the Mojave Desert nobody told me about. So if I knew it was here, maybe I would have night hiked it. So it was pretty brutal this afternoon, but I made it. And then so tomorrow I have like 21.7 miles to go, and then I will meet my parents at Walker Pass Road to resupply. I'm looking forward to it. I told them to bring me a double cheeseburger. Apparently my hiker hunger is kicking in. So anyways, I'm gonna set up my tent and have a good night.